Welcome to the SorareAndrews show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go straight off topic discussions as we play. We'll analyze the teams, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll digress into other roles, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen. Our opinions aloud and our voices on me. It's the SorareAndrews show. Anything goes, from fan football to rock and roll. We may start with the pitch, but it's just a small part. We'll venture off topic, let the conversation spark. It's the SorareAndrews show.
Hello and welcome into the SorareAndrews show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined as always by Andy Black on Sorare, to fight a little bit today.
Yeah, we're gonna fight.
I'm looking up your exact words here because I don't want to misquote you before.
Laird, it's not even Festivus yet. We can't have feats of strength. We can't do it.
You actually only used the phrase, I really disagree with something that came up on Monday, and I thought it was much worse than that. So maybe just a little handbags today.
Yeah.
Not actual fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Malky, DNP Donkey, and Scosmo on the podium. We love to see it. Congratulations to you three. Stefan, Bob Franklin, looking for food. If you move down to a lower scarcities, it's still worth keeping a few of the higher scarcity cards. I got a few rare farmer cards, but could probably switch to Prem in season with them. What is a farmer card?
I don't know.
Farmer card, like a box farmer card. I still don't.
I was trying to think of a player's name that, like, I don't know, has to do with farming.
Gonzalo Rake. Bogdan says, bring back commons. Whoever this is, if you could just tell me how to say your name, I would appreciate it.
I think it's Archibald.
It's actually not that. I don't think it is, but I thought it was Alexander. A few people in the chat thought it was Ukrainian, but I don't know yet. Zero Burrow, what's up? Server says we need a fifth scarcity. Technically we had common, so I think we have 5. Do you remember when we thought they would name limiteds uncommons?
Yeah.
I think they proved that they were better at that than we are. Or maybe not. Maybe they shouldn't have ever done it. Mike, Palmwa, Blue Tomatoes. Blue Tomatoes got it right, the Keto jersey. Look at that, spotted right away. Kira Lumo, hello. Pico Player, Guten Tag, Yatza. Cards that farm boxes. Those are farming cards. Service said, maybe we need a 5th scarcity, one where a guy can only be minted once in his career. They can call it the limited super rare unique special edition. Okay. All right.
What would the purpose of that be?
To make money. To sell it and make money. Blue Tomato said, I think like Farmers League, which meant it's a bad league. I don't think that's what it was, actually.
I think it kind of was, though.
Laurent, I guess. Not even close to Archibald. I was right. It is Alexander. Oh, and from Bulgaria. All right. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate that. Rui, hello. Mikey Baston in the house. Not from Bulgaria. Andy, let's jump right in. We got a lot to talk about today. You wanted to talk about this, and then something that came up on Monday. Was it Monday? It must have been because you said it was on Monday.
Yeah.
And let's start with that, actually.
Okay.
Somebody, I don't remember, was it a question in the live chat of like, where should I start? And I was like, I wasn't willing to say that everyone should always start in limited. And you were like, everyone should start in limited. And ever since you said that, I've disagreed with you a little bit more.
Oh.
And so I'd like to hear why. So there's a very specific reason why, and I'll let you explain why you think everyone who joins the game should start in limited?
My premise is very simple. This game is hard to play. It's hard to learn. You don't know how to play it until you actually play it. You can't like sit down and watch a stream and then know how to play it. I couldn't sit down next to you in a bar, you explain it to me, and then I'll be like, all right, I'll go home and I'll go play. It's more complex than that. And like I said, the only way to learn how to play it is to actually play it. And what better place to play it at the lowest scarcity where I can make mistakes, I can do dumb things and get away with it, more or less. If I make mistakes at the rare, super rare, unique level, whatever, it's much more expensive, costly. I just think it's as simple as that.
So the reason that I pushed back on that on Monday was I think that there are people who are willing to play this game and maybe there aren't these people anymore, but there are people who would like come in and be like, who have enough money where buying something for $50, if I'm buying the best players for $50 to $100 is not enough for them. And so they want to play with higher stakes and they are willing to learn and make mistakes while losing more money, lots of money to us, but probably not very much money to them. But I will actually forget that part of it. And I think the real argument that keeps coming into my head is something that is a separate piece of advice that people have actually shared in the live chat. It was actually Toby, who I don't think is here, but there lots of people are like, what region should I play? Like, what should I do? And the overwhelmingly positive response that I've seen, meaning like I consider positive, is you should always focus on what you know best and work on your strengths and like what you want to do. Don't play contender limited because other people tell you it's good. If you want to play Prem and you know the Prem and you want to watch the Prem, go play Prem.
Yep.
If you have the significant interest in something, you will work harder at getting better at it. You'll want to succeed that way. Whereas if you're just like grinding, looking for classic cards of guys who play in Russia and China, and like you don't want to do that. And so you'll like make the mistakes out of almost like indifference because you're just like, oh, I'm playing this game. I had to buy this guy from China and these other guys, these shiny cards with neon things from Austria, and it's like whatever. And I think that there is something, and it doesn't apply to everybody. It probably doesn't apply to that many people at all. And I'm really hanging by the whole, like, I don't think everyone should, because there might be like one person who doesn't. And if it's one person who doesn't, then that's not everybody. But I think that there are people who like need more at stake to keep them motivated. And so that's why, and maybe they should start with limiteds for a little bit, but like, I think that at some point there is a user base that's just like, this is not enough. And if there's more at stake, I'm more willing to put the work in.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of people, which isn't everyone, the top prize in like Prem limited in season is pretty damn good. Like to say that that's like not enough at stake for some people. I mean, who doesn't want $1,500?
So it's funny because I actually was looking at it from the total opposite of, it's not so much what you're competing for, it's actually like what you can lose. And so like, meaning the stakes are higher when you have more in the game. And if you have more in the game at rare, maybe you take it a little more seriously.
That's gross. That's a gross take. It's like,
that's fine.
I'm gonna put more money in the pot to win less.
Well, you're not winning less.
I feel better about it because I have more at stake.
No, you're not winning less. You still, like, if you play rare, you have the opportunity to win more than if you play limited.
Fair, yeah. Yeah.
So should Pranksy have started with limiteds?
He might be the exception to the rule, but I think that, if you asked him, he would even admit that at the beginning he made mistakes. I know that he's even come into your chats and stuff and said that. So
yes, I think it was an absolutely wild number too. It was something like I lit that first 100 ETH on fire, and I was like, how much? What?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what he did his first year. He spent a lot of money and he made a lot of money. Like I don't know what the what he brought in versus what he paid
Yeah.
out, but it probably wasn't very good that first year.
Probably not. Andy, what do you think the top prize is in Division 5 Prem in season versus
$200, $400?
limited?
Yeah.
You still think that?
Yeah.
So for this weekend, Prem in season Division 5 is $100, and Division 4 for rare is $300. And I actually haven't seen the limited to rare multiple. It's probably higher than 3. You're also competing against fewer people, but whatever.
Yep.
So like maybe that's not enough of a jump, the 3x in rewards to start out for you to say like, no, I'll just start in rare.
I mean, if they're gonna win their first week, then I guess I was wrong. But
that's fair.
I think that you introduced them part of to part of the game as well, which is part of the grind. You know, the grind from D5 to D1.
Yeah, Bogdan said I would have definitely regretted starting with rare, but with the amount I've spent in limited, I could have had a good team in rare too. And but that actually kind of goes to what the actual point of today's topic was.
Right.
In that, so you sent me this message of like, this is the topic I want to talk about. Like people are playing, I think a lot of people are playing the wrong scarcity. And I'm like, super rare time, let's go. And it's not what you meant.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are in over their heads a little bit, like just seeing like Harry or Quinny helping people build their lineups, and just other people that are either make content or are showing off their lineups, and it's like you have one champion team in rare. Why are you playing one champion team in rare when you could probably play 6 limited in season lineups? I don't understand that. If anything goes wrong, like you had on your show yesterday, the disaster show, right? Anything goes wrong, you should be able to buy. You should have money to be able to go out and buy a player to fix that lineup, fix that hole, buy the best matchup, buy the best player, whatever you need to do. People are playing up into rare, and then when something happens, they can't do that. Or if their team, their midfielder is away to, I don't know, Liverpool or something, they just end up running them because they don't have any other options, and it's really expensive to go buy a new rare in-season midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of always been the proponent of more lineups.
I'm playing down. Like I'm not like I'm still buying super rares and stuff, whatever. I'm buying more limiteds now than ever.
Same.
Yeah.
But somebody in my live chat the other day said it was because we're bored.
No, it's because there's good value there. There really is. There's good value there, and I can compete like as hard as anyone else. Like I can go have the best players, have the best matchups every week if I want. Why wouldn't I do that?
Are you building the best collections?
No.
It was so dismissive. No.
I don't know why really. I think that in season I don't need it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I need it. Because there's not as many lineups. I don't need it.
I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah, I think in classic you probably need it. But I think in season it's not needed.
Why would a few extra percentage points not be needed in cards that are plentiful?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, a few extra percent's great, and if you want to go do that, that's fine. I don't think I need it.
Okay. The audacity of confidence. All right. No, I think what you were saying about not being able to fill holes easily is the right point. That, yeah. And not to say that when you start playing a specific scarcity that everything should be figured out, meaning like I've said this, what feels like for a long time actually, because it was Sean who kind of brought it up, PSU fans too, that like if you had like a great player and you didn't have like players surrounding them, like you're wasting it.
Yep.
But that's sort of like I felt like that always sort of assumed that you can just get like 5 great players right away. Like sometimes it takes time, but like if you know you want to have a great player, 5 great players, like you have to have one at some point.
I think a
And
big part of that, though, and Sean was 100% right about that all along, but a big thing about that is you could never really do that before, like on a budget. Now you can.
at limited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's sometimes we see people who are like making rare lineups and they're like, yeah, that's my rare lineup. And you're just like, you have 6 cards. Like this isn't good enough. And maybe we're just seeing it like in the building stage where they're still just kind of like putting it together. Although I think usually that's not the case. Usually it is like, this is my lineup. And
usually it's those 6 cards, and then they're like, well, I need to add a midfielder or a forward or something. But my budget is only $80. And it's like,
yeah.
sell it all and go play limited.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Go play 3 lineups.
So that is one of the things that I wanted to hit on, because like you and I are playing in-season limiteds now, not because we don't think rare is worth it, but we're maxed out there. Like we can't play 10 challenger lineups. No?
I'm not maxed out there.
No, you're not.
I don't have the budget to max out there.
So you're buying
weird? I have the budget to play in-season super rares, and I have the budget to play limiteds, but I don't have the budget to play rares.
How does that work?
Well, you need fewer super rares.
Oh, okay.
And nobody wants super rares right now, so
Keith does. Changed his name and everything.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Gold guy to fraud guy has changed his name.
Did he buy a KDB super rare? Because I saw him buying a bunch of rare KDBs.
No, but he is now known as Gator Guy 231, buying MLS super rares, DM me.
So he wants classic. He wants classic MLS super rares.
Correct.
For what?
To play with his upcoming in-season classic super rares.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Some of them that you see him buying, you're like, you're never going to play that card, but he's got a plan, and he's very happy about it. So yeah.
While we're talking, I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go look at what he's doing.
Oh, we'll pull it up right now. Here we go.
Oh, he's definitely got some LA Galaxy stuff going on. He's got Delgado and Brugman with Puig, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the rest are collection pieces.
Probably. Double Miranchuk.
Yeah.
Like Hani Mukhtar super for $100. What a world. I don't know what the KDB thing. Oh, that was for Underdog.
Okay.
This guy, you know him. How much better is Hartle than Carlos Seal?
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Okay.
Yeah.
I should really get one.
Yeah, if I would have known that was the going rate for his SRs, I probably would have picked one up.
Mm-hmm. You don't have one, huh?
I don't.
Wow. That's surprising to me. Do you think that? So I still don't get this. So is it just you don't think the quality of lineups is as necessary in super rare, and that's why you're willing to buy some super rares versus?
Yeah, I don't need good lineups really to win super rare. As good of lineups in super rare. And I'm doing like it's not like depends on the region. Like in Challenger, I'm just kind of running a stack. So like for that, if I need to buy another player from that team or something, or if I need to fill in a gap, I can go do that. And since it's a stack, it's dictated, like all the players are dictated on that one matchup.
Yeah.
So they all have the same matchup at once. So like it's not like 4 of the players have a really good matchup and now I got to go buy a 5th player because one of the players doesn't really have a great matchup that week. They just kind of all roll together. So like that's another thing too. I'll say like is if you're doing something like that, like you're running a cheap in season rare stack or something. Like I don't want to say I don't have a problem with that because I don't have a problem with any of it. Do whatever you want, but I think that there's value in that and that can make some sense. Like if you're running, I don't know, like the guy that had the Wolves stack and one in the Prem, or you're doing something like that, a specific strategy. I think that makes sense, but I think a lot of people are playing outside of their means with running one rare lineup in season Premier League, in season champion, and then not able to properly fix holes, fix matchup problems. Yeah.
So when you use the phrase like not or playing outside of their means, like is it because they can't? I mean, you said it, like they can't make any adjustments if
Yeah.
disaster strikes. But like if they were playing at the limited level with the same budget, the idea is just like
Yeah, like whatever. Okay, I'll just go buy, Saka. It's not that easy. I mean, I don't even own the guy, but like, you can go buy really good players for $40. Buy the best players for $40.
Yeah, some. Ben said those MLS cards will be good for midweek All-Star in the summer. Could win some heater champ super rares. I mean, bravo to you thinking there will definitely be midweek All-Star. Although if MLS is going, then Challenger should be on.
Yeah. Yeah, like most weeks they should have at least 8 teams playing. Like even during like a weird midweek, they'll have 8 teams playing. Now
it's 10 though, isn't it? 10.
Is it 10? Okay.
10.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. There's 34 teams in the league or whatever.
Right.
What about CONCACAF Champions League? Will there be 10 teams playing in that? Probably not.
That doesn't count anyway.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's not Challenger.
No, there will be CONCACAF specials, surely. Surely. One day game weeks for CONCACAF Champions League. Right. So they'll do CONCACAF or the Copa Libertadores champion, one day game week on Wednesday, Sudamericana and CONCACAF on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, never a doubt. Scosmo says, if I want to stop moaning about super rare and change scarcity, how do I even do so? Bots don't take super rares anymore.
You probably don't. I mean, if you have good in-season super rares, you can move them, but good luck on the rest.
Andy, I sold a super rare today.
Classic?
No.
Yeah. What
is Scosmo's gallery again? SR super rare is dead. SRID. Oh, look at this. One Raheem Sterling. GG's. 90 super rares. What do we got here, Scosmo? Man, there's some fun cards in here. He's probably like, yeah, those are the fun ones, but
I mean, a lot of those he could probably sell, but a lot of them he probably can't.
Yay, so I can keep on moaning. I don't know if these other ones sell. Like, I would buy this MMD, but like they're off for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. This Diop card is back from the dead. That's a great card. I don't know what you do with this. I hate that the advice is like, oh yeah, just deposit to play limited.
Deposit to play limited and keep playing SR. Hope to win some in-season things that you can sell.
Right.
But I think Scosmo's kind of doing that. Like he's got a bunch of limiteds now, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Teji, let's go. Yeah. Quick break, because Blue Tomatoes has to go. Is there going to be a Sorare After Dark drunk cast soon?
I don't know. I mean, I'm off work next week, so I can certainly do it. I don't know if other people can do it or not.
I mean, we're 25 to 50% of the way there if you can do it.
True.
Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled discussion here. Mike said finding $20 is probably easier than finding 100 to fix a problem in limited compared to rare. Yeah, that makes sense. Mike said he's in on a drunk cast, by the way. So it's not so much the budget that you've used to buy your cards. It's like your
It's the budget after that.
Yeah, your disaster budget, if you will.
Yeah, it's like you might have the money to go buy those 5 cards now, but next week your goalkeeper's on the road, and he's going to concede 3. You want to still start him?
Yeah. Do you think that's bad? That like the obvious place to play is the lowest scarcity?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, I would like for it not to be, just because I have a lot of the other cards and I would want other people to desire them. But you want, like, I think that's perfectly fine for all the new players to want to play in that quote unquote lowest scarcity. I mean, that's kind of the game now. Is limited in season is kind of the game.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if the difference between limited and rare is actually greater than we've been giving it credit for. I feel like everybody lumps super rare and unique together and limited and rare as if like limited and rare are very similar. And like I play them completely differently because of cost. And it doesn't seem like I was gonna say I focus much more on collections now in limited, but now that I think of it, I kind of do that in both. But like it just seems like I'm more willing to spend the extra few bucks in limited, and maybe because that's all it is, just a little few bucks here and there, and it's just like I'll let it add up.
Yeah. Also, just like with the liquidity in limited too, like just in and out of cards if you want, no problem. If they're good.
Right.
I mean, if it's a DNP guy, if it's a 35 L15, okay, you're not moving along. But if it's a good player, you're moving him.
Yeah, that's fair. Johnny, this was much earlier. If Sorare had turned a good profit so far, could make cash prizes for Classic help the prices next year, even if it's just top 30 to 50 payouts and small cash incentives. So I meant to bring this up to you before, meaning not on this stream, but I want to bring it up. What do you think the response would be if Sorare made the announcement that they're never putting another dollar in a prize pool for Classic competitions?
I mean, everybody's like, for me looking at it, I'd be like, well, that sort of makes sense, but I'm sure people would go nuts.
Like they don't have it outside of Division 1 podiums now, other than like that one, whatever, the 50. And my favorite part of that 50 grand anti-stacks, everyone was like, this is great, do it all the time. And it's like, no, that wasn't the point. They're like, literally, they're not going to do that. But I feel like there is this swath of the community that both complains about Classic, but also has this, the only word I can like use is like hope that they think that it one day Sorare is going to wake up and be like, you know what, we need to put money in this Classic because we're making nothing there, but maybe there's just I don't see the thought process.
Look, people, it's not getting better.
Right, well, but like what if there was an announcement from Sorare, they were like, it's not going to get better, like no, not happening.
I think they know that it's not their best interest to make that announcement, but I think that the writing's kind of on the wall with where Classic is what Classic is, in the sense that I don't see it improving, but there is utility there. You can win in season stuff. It's still fine. It's fine for for us people that have been on the platform for a long time and still need somewhere to play those cards, it's fine.
So there are lots of people who don't think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's one of
It's
those
hard.
that, like, if the game had started now and it was like, oh yeah, and Classic's just like where you play your old cards and you can win new ones, and we'd be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, cool, well, whatever. But because so many people have Classic cards that they've completely ignored, that they've yielded from for years and are probably like wildly profitable on them, but like,
I think that's where you got to be careful, Laird. For someone like me who's yielded off these cards for 5 years, it's fine. For someone that's bought these cards, you know, a year and a half ago,
this time last year,
a
yeah,
year ago, it's probably not fine, right?
yeah, that's fair.
Those are the people that feel like they've been, taken.
Mhm.
I get it. It sucks.
I remember, I'm trying to look back at this transaction. When did I do this deal? Because it was March. Never mind. So I did this deal on March 25th. So I'm guessing that the new gameplay announcement was March 26th, because I would have never done this before. But I deposited money and I spent $1,700 on these 4 super rares.
I mean, they're good super rares.
I just remember people telling me at the time that it was just a steal.
Yeah.
And then
Off of Captain Vegetable.
that's right, Captain Vegetable. All 4 are contender: Escasabar, Araki, Schultz, and Evyen. Evyen's the only card I still use. I guess I used. Oh, that's not true. I use. Escasabar had a terrible season. Or so did Araki. Schultz moved to.
He had a terrible season in his L1562.
Um,
He just had a banger of a week too, because I
He did.
used him like last week and he had like
yeah,
100.
he made up for it towards the end, but like this wasn't. It wasn't a great season.
That's a wild game. A goal, an own goal, and a clearance off the
Yeah,
line.
the own goal and the goal, I think, were within minutes of each other, and like so close that the Sorare player whatever the timeline scoring timeline was, like down up, like it was a fun one. But yeah, so these cards were like basically like if I bought, and again, I'm not starting the game here, but like that money was just lit right on fire.
Yeah. What ended up happening to Scholes? Because that
He
guy was
moved
like,
to either Qatar or
because he was
UAE.
insane at one point.
Where did he go?
Al Wakra, I assume.
Yeah, Qatar.
Okay.
Almost immediately. Like I bet I've won close to nothing with these cards. Let's see. This was
There's 3 there.
3 there, including a Hugo Bacharach. So that's all cap 240, which is gone now. GG's on that. Araki won me. Let's see, cap 240 and this. Oh, this card that I actually just sold. Way to be, Liam. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, Schultz. I don't even think I used Schultz in a single lineup.
That's brutal.
And then I lost Evyen. That's the only card I like using. And I'm not even really sure I've won that much with him.
I see a couple thresholds there, Laird.
Yeah. A big threshold.
Haven't even won that much with him, $500 cash.
Yeah. And your boy Kojima. Yeah. This guy, I think I might have won something.
Where did Kojima went somewhere? I think San Diego drafted him and then they traded him somewhere. DC.
Really?
Yeah. DC United, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought he went somewhere else. Oh, you're right. DC United. Didn't he play somewhere else? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, it was Blom. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, he went on loan, and then I think, I don't know. There's issues with him.
What does that mean?
I don't think that like he's he likes our city, and I don't think that he wants to stay.
Did he go back to South Africa?
Nah, I don't know where he got loaned to. To be honest.
I won that card. Well, I won both of them, so I'm not that bad. So Mike actually brought this up to me it might have been yesterday, might have been today. He said there might be more shouts from the first-time in-season managers next season when they have the experience the rest of us have had. That basically we get to next European season, and they can't use any of their cards in-season because they have no in-season cards.
You think that they don't understand the rules?
I think they do, but they're still like, I got to do that again.
Yeah. Part of the reason I bought so many limiteds is because, and I specifically bought them in regions that I don't already have classic limiteds.
Yeah.
Because that allows me to have entire classic lineups of the exact set of cards that I ran in season in classic next year.
Yep.
And then I can buy in season cards next year if I want.
Do you think you will not buy those same cards in season?
Well, no, probably not, because like the good ones, I'll just use one classic.
I guess, like, are you going to buy new Ghent rares next year?
Well, I don't have Ghent rare, but I have Ghent limiteds.
It's super rares, right?
And super rares, yeah.
You going to buy new Ghent super rares next year, or
maybe
limited?
Maybe I'll buy rares next year.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do there. I also it determines by like turnover in the team, like how much changes.
Sure.
Davey Roof re-signed, right? So hopefully he's still there. And but will they sign like a new center back or something that I got to pair with him? I don't know. We'll just get to play all that by ear.
Yeah. No, I think thinking of next July and August is absurd, to be honest, with the way this game moves.
Mike, I like that question for Mike. Do you think that pushes you onto a 2-year cycle of buying in season? Like that was kind of the plan. Like when I bought all the Prem ones and all the Bundesliga ones, it was like this is kind of like a 2-year commitment almost. The bad thing is year 2. It doesn't have to be, but for me it was. Year 2, you have to figure out what to do with all the extra. Like what am I going to do with all these extra cards for lineups? Like I have six lineups worth of cards now. What am I going to do with them?
So I think I was going to say you were like lying to yourself that it was a 2-year cycle, but it's not so much that, but it's like you're starting a new 2-year cycle every year.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not sure I would call that a 2-year cycle if you're literally restarting it. Not restarting it, but like you're basically having a new 2-year cycle every single year.
Yeah. One interesting thought might be next year I just run one in season team in like Premier League, and then I'll have 3 lineups worth of classic cards to fill gaps.
Right.
And then that way, like that next season, I'm not accumulating too many of the classic cards. So that's a thought.
My only pushback to that is that it obviously significantly lessens the amount you can win.
Sure. Agreed.
I think we just end up with loads of cards.
Yeah, and I've kind of warmed up to that. That I'm just going to end up with a F ton of cards, just tons of cards. Tons of them. Many. Like my contender stuff is going to be insane. Mm-hmm. It's going to be insane.
I think so there are two parts of that I had been thinking about. That one of the benefits of collections is that it almost like trains you to get used to owning a ton of cards you would just never use.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, even if you have good cards, you're like, oh, there's a good one, but like, I've just got so many cards. I think where the problem comes in is when you have like 4 really good cards of the same guy, or even like 3 of them, and you're just like, oh, I'll just take the one with the highest XP, and then you're like literally never using the others, and maybe you play all three, in classic.
Exactly.
Or
Like, what am I going to do with all these Alessio Castro Montes cards?
exactly that.
So good.
Took the
I got to
words right
use them
out of my
somewhere.
mouth.
I don't know where I'm going to put them. Surface is asking, do you think Sorare has enough internal data to have an opinion about if in-season business model is sustainable by whatever metric that may be? I think that they should, but I don't know if they do or not.
I would be extremely confident that they do.
I mean, it's simple, right? Like, they know what they've sold. They should.
Like, they know what they sold, they know how much they pay out in rewards, and they know how much their other costs are.
Yeah.
If what they sold is less than the other two, it's unsustainable.
Yeah.
That's it. Can you make more money than you spend? Service said, next year I'll have to make a pretty hard decision if I want to rebuy all these in-season guys that I now have in Classic. Best practice is probably sell the Classic and rebuy, but it's a lot of work. And Service, this is another thing that Mike and I have mentioned. I don't know if there are going to be enough buyers for all of these Classic cards. Like, everybody has this plan to sell their in-season cards towards the end of the season, and like, who is going to buy them?
I've heard lots of people say that, and it's like, good luck.
I think we are going to get to a point where like the undercutting won't even matter. And yeah,
there's some cards that you can do it with, and it's probably not the cards you want to do it with.
Right.
You could sell Mbappe, you could sell Vinny, you could sell Kimmich, you could sell those guys, no problem. But you may not want to, because
right.
that means now you got to rebuy the in-season versions of those cards. But maybe that's the play. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like I just don't see the market that people. I don't even think people think will be there. I don't think they're even thinking about it.
Yeah.
But like, in order to sell a card, you need somebody to buy it, and regardless of price, like don't even think about like, oh, I'll just sell my cards for 50% of what I bought them for. And it's like, I don't know if there are going to be enough people who want to buy those cards. And it just leads to we just all have a ton of cards. We're just swimming in cards. And we just end up going to the point where the game is very different if you have loads of options. Like, when Sean makes his lineups, it's very different than when I make my lineups, because he has 10 times the cards I do. And if I don't want to go out and buy new cards every week, like, the cards that I have are my cards. But over time, he's going to have too many cards. I'll have too many cards. But at least we're like able to choose like the best players that we have from who have the best matchups that week.
Yeah.
Cameron wants to know what we think about the Climax special.
Is that what we're going to call it? Is that really what we're going to call it? Is that what we're going to call it?
I mean, I'm sure whatever we call it will get much dirtier than Climax special, but
I don't know. That sounds pretty dirty.
It does. Hold on. Is that what it was really called? Oh, multiplex.
I like the Climax special.
It's really funny that it took me until the blog to realize that. I was like, oh, wait. Oh, no, here it is. European Multiplex Climax. It was too many X's. But, yeah, the Climax special sounds great.
What all does it entail, Laird?
The Climax special?
Yeah. What goes into it?
It's actually, I was going to make some joke about how you can only play condom cards during those, but I'll just keep it to myself. Anyway, Server says, I have Mbappe, Vinny, Kimmich, Rare. Yes, will be a huge haircut for sure, but I already have one classic of all of them. I think they won't be zero. Maybe a lot of limited versions of guys will go to zero. I don't know. I think a lot of every scarcity could go to zero.
No, it's not going to zero.
I mean, not zero.
I mean,
It won't be zero because they won't sell.
There's always a market for those guys.
For those guys, yeah. I thought he meant like the other guys. Like, right. Unless he's not saying, like, I don't think a Kimmich is limited goes to zero. Oh, there you go. You have to use at least one condom to enter.
Yeah, I think that will always be the thing that saves Classic a little bit. Not a little bit. That will be the thing that always saves Classic, is the ability to enter one of those into a end season lineup. If they remove that ability, then who knows what happens to Classic cards.
I want to believe that they understand the ramifications of doing that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people kind of like mention it in the community, and they're like, oh yeah, like Sorare's so greedy, next year they'll do 5 in-season cards. And it's like, do you realize like really what that would do to Classic cards, to like the elite Classic cards? And I just hope they get it. But I guess, like, Surface, do you sell all those?
I mean, if he's already got a Classic of all of them, then
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I think maybe he should.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have bought those in the first place.
Ooh, there's a hot take.
Yeah. Those should have been your Classic cards in your in-season lineups.
I mean, this is a problem that all Sorare managers need to address. Do you sell your Kimmich and your Mbappe?
And Vinny too. Don't forget about Vinny.
Sorry, Vinny.
I imagine there's a Rodrigo in there too.
Oof.
Maybe a Jude.
No, I don't think he doesn't have a new Jude.
A new Jude.
Yeah. He only has the
new Jude.
Classic Jude, I thought. Bellingham. Yeah, just one. Just one. Yeah, so I think the market is going to get to a point where like prices don't go any lower because people don't want to sell for less, while people don't want to pay the whatever the not less than, and so the market is just stuck.
We're already kind of there with some cards. Like I see it a lot on the super rare side, where it's just like the seller is not willing to go any lower, but like me as a buyer, I understand it's a buyer's market right now. There's not a lot of people buying cards off the secondary market, Classic cards, stuff like that. So when I want to buy a card, I can be pretty stubborn. Because it's like, who else are you going to sell this shit to?
So,
right? Who else are you going to sell this shit to?
So there was a there was a group of cards that Andy and I were both trying to get. We weren't competing against each other. I'm not going to say what it was because I still kind of want them. But there was a guy selling, and Andy was sending offers, and then like
No. I bought one of his cards.
Right, you bought one of them, and I
talked to him on the side about his price for another card. Just one individual card. And I did make offers on that one individual card, but you were looking to buy a bundle of cards.
Yes, I was trying to buy 3 of them, which included one of those. Right. And I was just thinking, sitting there, like, this guy now was like, oh my God, I have like really desirable cards. Like, there's no way I'm going to give in on price. And it was like, no, we're the only ones here. This entire platform, we're the only
two who are interested. To be clear, they were Liga MX cards. Okay.
Super rares.
Yes.
Fucking super rares. Yeah.
And those cards are still on the market.
Right. Yeah.
And
exactly.
Like, I don't even think he's changed the price. Like they're still sitting there at the same price. This is like 2 weeks later, by the way.
Yes. But it is funny how like there are cards where you like, if you have a card that you didn't even think about selling, even if you didn't think of selling, and somebody makes you an offer and you're like, oh my God, there's a market. Let me go list it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one weird thing with the market right now is like people still are pretty stubborn with selling.
And then like complaining about not being able to sell.
Right.
I mean, I'm the same way. I actually don't win enough to like sell stuff much, but like I haven't tried to sell.
Depends on what it is too. Like an in-season card, you can be a little more stubborn.
Agreed.
Selling an in-season card. But Classic stuff, like, just be happy that you have an offer.
But like, actually,
yeah.
Like, what was the last classic card you tried to buy? Non-super rare.
I just market bought a Joshua Kimmich like yesterday.
Wow.
Limited. Didn't even negotiate the price. Didn't even care. Just snap bought. Because it, like, between the floor and last sale, it was like $1 or something.
Oh, I don't even know what a Kimmich.
It's like
limited.
$50 or something.
Oh, really?
$45 maybe.
Do you?
Hope that's right.
Just amazed at the liquidity of Joshua Kimmich. This is all yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Where
Do
are
I have
you?
the top dot?
I don't even see you on the list. Was
Go
it
back
2
a
days
little
ago?
bit further. Maybe it was 2 days ago.
There you
Where
are.
am I?
3 days ago.
$63. And then somebody paid 73, or is that in season?
That's in season.
Yeah.
Here, hold on.
Don't tell me I'm the top dot. You never want to be the top dot. I'm the top dot. No.
I mean, yeah.
Here's the best part. Here's the best part about being the top dot and limited. Who cares, right? Who cares? It's $8.
I mean, it's what you have. Certainly, what you have to tell yourself. So.
It doesn't matter anyways. I'm far from the top dot.
Like all time?
Well, just like within the last like reasonable period. What is that, a month? I'm not
This
the
is a
top
month,
dot.
yeah.
So
I mean, you're fine.
man, those were fun times. I sold a Benzema for so much money. A Benzema limited. I want to see how much that was. That was like my favorite sale on the platform, I think.
That was your best sale, you said?
It's just my favorite.
Oh,
I sold a Benzema limited for $1,000.
my God. And
But,
you were like
like,
not even close to the top.
yeah, and like good luck finding the finding it in there, but because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Like that was the going rate.
Right. You didn't rob anybody. They didn't rob you. That was just what they cost.
They could have resold them. They could have probably made money off my card.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let's find out. I'm gonna have to scroll back. When he hasn't had. Was it? This is gonna take too long, but I'll just do it anyway.
It's okay.
What was the date? Do you have it up there?
I do. It would have been 9/24/2021.
2021.
Yeah.
God, what a time to be alive. Actually, they must have just come out. No, didn't they come out in like August 2021? What did you say?
It was early. It was early. Jean Boutez signed for Como. That's what Grim says. That guy has been looking for a team for a while now.
For years.
Like. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm still going. Still only there's too many limiteds. Never mind.
Yeah.
Arthur says nothing.
We have the GIMP lineup, Laird.
Do we?
5 more minutes.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I can go check Twitter now, but
I don't even care. I don't even think my lineup.
Oh, come on, you care. You did an entire show on this, and you're telling me you don't care.
I mean, I care. Obviously, I care. Yeah.
Oh, we do have the lineup.
Oh.
Davy Roof started. Watanabe started. Sven Kuhn started.
Huh. Who started up front?
Cerdez and Good Johnson. No Dean. He's on the bench. Gandelman started. The big one that didn't start is Delors. I don't see him in here.
No.
Yeah, he is out.
Oh.
No,
great.
he's on the bench. He's on the bench.
Oh. Yep. Great. Had him right here. Gandelman here.
Yeah. I think your bottom lineup is live, maybe. Mitrovic is in.
With Schmidt, you mean?
What's that?
With Schmidt?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Oh, man. This one's alive until it's not. Ah, man. I was looking up something else for a second. Oh yeah. Live. I want a live response here. So this is a card. Leon Balogun plays for Rangers. 36-year-old Nigerian international. How much does should an in-season card sell for? The floor is 1772. They play Dundee this weekend, and then they play somebody every single week for the rest of time, it feels like. I just got an offer. Should I accept the offer?
I don't know, but I can barely hear you because there's some drilling going on in my office.
Okay. Where am I here? Yeah. So there you go. So I won a card. I just got an offer because I listed mine for $20. Somebody 9 hours ago paid 21. Why would you pay that much? Nothing special about it. No. Floor is 1772.
I feel like that's the wrong Balogun.
It's a Balogun that I own. Arthur
Any
says,
are they related?
I don't think so.
Different nationalities, it looks like.
Yes, they are.
And how much was offered for him?
$16.30.
Did you counter?
I haven't done anything yet.
The floor though is 17.
1772.
I mean, if you don't want the card, you sell it.
I don't really want the card. I'm not going to use it.
Then sell it.
All right.
And then use that $16 to buy a really good limited.
All right, I accepted it. Congrats to Podge 1608. Thank you for your patronage to Lardino FC. Nanzo said, SD tip, use completed offers page to search for Black's Benzema trade. Completed offers. That seems like a lot of work.
Oh, well, you just type in my manager name and then type in the player name and then type in Benzema.
Huh. I've never used this site before. That's a good one. Thank you, Nanzo. There you go, Andy. $1,000.
I think.
On my birthday.
That's on your birthday?
That was my birthday. My 40th birthday.
You should have bought that card off me that day.
You made $1,000 on my 40th birthday.
Nice.
And now it's oh boy. They didn't. Oh wait, they did sell it at a profit.
I think we looked this up before.
Really?
Maybe.
They sold it the next day. $50 profit.
What a genius.
And then that person sold it for a
$1,000 loss.
$10,000 or a $1,080 loss. What are these shenanigans right here?
I don't know who Old Angle Sporting Group is.
I do. But it's a secret.
You really can't say?
It's best if I don't.
Huh.
But I will tell you later. Sorry, everyone. Sometimes there are just secrets that can't be revealed until there's a drunk cast or something.
Who could that be? I gotta know.
I think it's going to be a long time before you even think of who it could be. And now
I mean, it's somebody I have to know, right?
Yes, you know them. By the way, I have sold 2 contender cards today. Anyone who says Classic is dead, I am just raking in the money now from Classic.
But you're selling in-season contender cards.
in-season tier 5 contender cards.
Well,
I'm sorry. Balogun was a tier 3. The other one I sold was a tier 5. I refused to sell Marvin.
oh, Marvin's too good to sell.
It was a tier 1, not even a star.
Marvin's
I've won Marvin twice. I tried to put 2 Marvins in one lineup today. Sorare wouldn't let me. Like one in season and one classic. I thought that would be good. I think that might be a good solution to people holding on to their stars, though. Like, let Surface play Mbappe and 2 Kimmiches.
It's a terrible idea, Larry.
I was just
It
kidding.
might be one of your worst.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Arthur said, how will in-season look next season? I've been staring at that banana this whole, like, every so often I literally start, like, giggling because of that banana.
It's a little snack for later.
For scale. It was just sitting back there, just, like, thrown on a desk.
What else do you want me to do with my banana?
It's not that show, Andy. This is not that show.
I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe I'll just put it in my pocket. Just put it in my pocket.
I think it was Blue Tomatoes earlier was saying, what does it say about him that he had recognized your Quito jersey like right away? Which I mistaken for a Universitario at first, and then when you were like, nah, and I was like, oh, it's Quito.
Yeah. Shout out to Peachy. He got this for me. He went down to he's got family in Ecuador, and he went down there, and I think that's actually where they went, was Quito. So
oh,
yeah,
very nice. Z, I'm sorry. It's been a minute. Andy's office looks like the place he goes to FaceTime his
that would be funny.
FaceTime his wife to show her he has, like, he quote has,
As I collect my unemployment check.
Is it not a green screen? Like, how far back can you touch the wall behind you, or does that knock over the green screen?
I don't want to show you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Oh man, that's a great line. Anyway, are you going to have you maxed out your limited entries yet?
No.
Are you going to for in season?
Don't think so.
Really?
Don't think so. Oh, this just came to me. I'm not going to have nowhere to play all of my cards for 3 years because I don't play Champion.
Limited.
Right.
Why not?
So if I buy all of these,
The hell did you buy Kimmich limited for?
Bundesliga.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And Premier League.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I'll have a third division to play cards in.
Gotcha.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that helps. So we're
just keep kicking that can down the road.
Well, so the whole game is about kicking it down the road. So what are you playing limited wise?
Those two mostly.
Bundesliga and La Liga?
No.
I mean
Prem,
Bundesliga, and are you going to play Contender?
Lightly. Not seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a Marvin. I've got some MX guys.
Yeah.
But I'm not serious about it. I
mean, you say some MX guys as if that's not like the foundation of your super rare. Like, they're not just some MX guys, Andy. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you excited that we'll have permanent all-star to play our MX guys in January?
I didn't even think about that.
Somebody mentioned it. The Sorare Scandinavia Discord, despite the Danish Superliga and Challenger, Norway is in Contender, and there are a bunch of people who have Contender cards. And every time there's any sort of like all-star whatever, somebody inevitably says something like, oh, Contender cards to the moon. And it happened again today with the All-Stars. Like, oh, they'll be All-Star in January. It's like, oh, contender cards to the moon. And
should they have All-Star in-season competitions?
I don't see a reason why they would ever limit in season to, like, I'm kind of with Harry that like not having U23 in season seems absurd to me.
Yeah.
Like there is if a player has classic cards, and you play U23, there is zero reason to pay up for an in-season one. So yeah, I think there should be in-season All-Star. But it just becomes contender.
Yeah.
Well,
Mostly.
That's maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Like in-season contender doesn't have, like, the best contender players don't have in-season cards.
Yeah, I mean but it would definitely be like a very popular budget way of playing.
Sure. What if they had the like in-season All-Star, but all you had to do was like hit a certain point, like score, and then you won money? What if they did? What if
What
they
are you
did
trying to say here? What are you saying?
But
What's that word you're trying to say?
It's just like I don't know.
You're having a hard time saying it.
Have they thought of this before? Does this exist?
I think it starts with a T.
It's like a trick though, because it's. Graham says MLS fixtures are out. Let's go. ZM
I don't want to look at that at all. I don't want to see
neither.
that.
Let's get Liga MX fixtures out, please. What if the All-Star was all 5 had to be in season? What if it was in season All-Star, but you actually had to have 10 cards, but only 5? Oh. Zamstar said they were milestones when you reach a certain milestone scores.
That's a good word.
Yeah. But it's T miles. The T's silent. Yeah. Anyway. Andy, when do you think Sorare figures out that the new Argentina season starts in January?
You think they don't know that?
I do.
You do think that they don't know that?
I think they do not know it.
Why don't you just make a ticket and send a ticket in?
So I was going to, and I took to Twitter instead.
Okay. Did Paul or Dan or Momo reply to you?
Let me see. A few other people did, but let me see if they did. No.
Surely someone will notice.
Maybe if I pay to promote it.
I guess the reason you're bringing this up is because they don't have new season cards out.
Correct.
Well, I don't know. I guess you won't play. Or maybe they don't have the license, or, who knows? Because they've said in the past, we will not talk about our license agreements.
True.
So, like, if they don't have it, then...
Well, they're listed on their, like, licensed partners page.
Okay.
I don't remember where that went. Sorare licensed clubs. Here we go.
Oh, that's
Look at that. First ones.
Yeah, wow. The alphabet. That's how it works, Laird.
No. River Plate is the first one. It is the most important one on the entire play. They list it first. It's importance. Just a coincidence that Argentina is alphabetically first. That's all.
Don't worry, they'll come out 11 days before the season starts.
When my other ones, I would be perfectly fine if they were like, you know what, we messed up. Your 2024s, they're still good for a little bit. I'd be like, okay, sweet.
Ooh.
I just worry. Oh, all right. Last thing, and then I'll let you go. They seem to be moving Liga MX cards to the European calendar, because like the current Liga MX cards, 2024s, are good until May 2025. Do you think that the next Liga MX cards will be the 2020 5 card design, and that they'll actually have a gap in cards.
No.
So you think that
they're just gonna be disrespected. They're gonna have the old design,
but like the current new season design,
because they're gonna come out a little bit earlier.
right?
They're just gonna be totally disrespected.
I mean, they can solve this by just keeping the condom wrappers on for an extra month, right?
Right.
That I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, they really should just skip those designs. Like, we have other clubs that like missed a year, and so they don't have like. Right. And I think they should do that with Liga MX. Really, could you imagine if we had a similar contender boom like we did at the beginning of this season, when like they were the first early access cards and like the prices were absurd? Could you imagine if they were Liga MX cards that did that next year?
I don't know.
Fernando Gorriarán 2 of 100 goes for $1,000.
I don't know if I would be happy or sad. I do have to run though.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Just go. Yeah. I was going to say, just go. Yeah. Shout out to Quinny, and I'll be back tomorrow, which might be the last stream for a week. I'll let everybody know. Remember to get those steps in.
Welcome to the SorareAndrews show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go astray on topic discussions as we play. We'll analyze the teams, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll digress. You on the roll, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen. Our opinions aloud and our voices on me. It's the SorareAndrews show. Anything goes, from fan football to rock and roll. We may start with the pitch, but it's just a small part. We'll venture off topic, let the conversation spark. It's the SorareAndrews show.